Hello, viewers. Thank you so much for staying tuned in. Thank you for following. We really appreciate. And this is a continuation from the first episode, whose link appears at the bottom of your screen. You can click that to go and find out what the first episode was like. So we are back with our precious guest, Lucy. Lucy is her name. So in the previous episode, we got to see the challenges of growing up as a firstborn and being raised by a stepfather in a family of more than 7 children. So it was her and 7 other children, and the struggles that the mother went through raising them up. So, Lucy,
Yes.
we are back. We are now at the place where, by God's grace and God's infinite power,
Yes.
you have made it through primary school,
Yes.
and now you're in high school. You have gone to Camel Girls.
Yes.
And then now tell us about now coming to clear fourth form, form 4. Tell us about that. How was it? You've gone through such a challenging childhood, so much rejection in your family. So how is it now coming to the place of getting to clear your high school education?
Yes, thank you so much, Martha, for having me once again. And being in Camel Girls was a whole drama of life all the same.
Okay.
I must say it is a place whereby I grew up now to a woman that I am, because now I had passed a lot. I had learned that life is not fair.
Yeah.
I had learned that God exists, but how I didn't know. Because remember, being in a mainstream church, it is more of religion, not more of God. And by that, I was able to see the power of God in control. Now I'm in Camel Girls. I've arrived in Form 1 after fighting so many battles.
Yeah.
You can imagine I was taken by my mother. I don't know how she will go back, whether she has fare, whether she has enough money, whether she will arrive. There are no phones, you cannot know. And now I'm there, I'm in class. I remember my mom leaving and I cried, not because I had homesick, but because I knew some power to make ends meet in the family has been left in Camel Girls.
Yeah.
Because we used to work so hard together. We are those people who used to fetch water. We used to be called water sellers in the community. Anyone who needed strong people to work faithfully used to know that the poverty we have, we had to be faithful. I hear in my ears that I need to go back there and help my mom, because despite the bright future, everything, I also have sympathy and empathy for her. How will she make it without me? How will she do it? Because those 2 months after class 8, I saw what I did for her.
Yeah.
We used to go to farm works together, fetch water together, go carry tomatoes together. We used to be laborers, and now I've gone.
Now she's
I'm
by
in
herself.
class. I'm in class. I know the others are also in school. How will they get school fees?
Yeah.
And it took me some time to adjust to school. I'm late. Remember, others arrived long before I did. I have to copy notes. I have to detach my mind from home. And now I'm here, but it took some time. We did the first exam. As usual, I was among the best.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, you mean I made it better than even those who arrived before me?" So we continued with life in Camel Girls. Academically, everything was going well.
Awesome.
Behavior was something that we learned in Camel Girls. I must tell you, a product of Camel Girls is different from maybe others, because I feel the difference in me. Because you know how Indians are. They're strict with whatever they are doing. So we were streamlined in a very strict environment. And that one pushed us academically and even behavior-wise. Some left because they felt the school was too tough for them. For me, Lucy, where was I go to? I had, for better for worse, to be in that school because there was nowhere else I could go.
Yeah.
But at least something good happened there. I was able to get 3 meals in a day. There's porridge in the morning. There's, I don't know, at tea break, there was porridge, there was meal at evening. That one made my life a bit better.
I know.
But again, I wonder, what are they eating back home? I'm here.
Firstborn.
Sometimes we throw githeri. What are they really eating?
Yeah.
So I was able to cope with school. At least now we could study. We had a lot of time to study because it's UN books. I've never been in boarding school. This is my first time. I've never had electricity at night. Now I can wake up anytime. I can sleep anytime. No fetching water in the river. It is in the compound. For me, when others are complaining, I'm thanking God. Again, challenges of girl child and from a poor family were there with me. I need pads. We are in school. I don't have. I used to borrow. But I remember there was one rich girl from Nairobi. You know, I'm from the village.
Yeah.
That God sent to me. Juliet, I must appreciate her online.
Yeah.
She was Juliet. Juliet was the girl who used to give me pads. She never knew that it used to help. But every time we opened school, she used to a packet of pads. Always. You know, always is expensive.
Yeah.
She used to give me.
Those days.
Yeah. I never suffered of pads for 4 years. I never asked Julia to give me pads. How? I don't know. Another one used to give me milk and biscuits because it was a school whereby you could carry a divorce.
Yeah.
Juice. Lucy has nothing. And even if I have it half liter, how long will it go for? So I remember sometimes I could go for weeks with no soap. Weeks with no soap. I remember like when I arrived, all my innerwears was stolen in the first week. Don't know who to grant. I don't know how to go to. You have to. You wash. You do what? But I did something crazy. When schools closed, I was left in the school. And because there was nothing else I could do, I go collect the pieces of soaps that other people have left in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So that at least I carry them home to go and clean our clothes. In the bathroom, I used to be the last one to leave so that I can collect and hide. But because you know I can't steal, I've not been brought up as a thief. So I couldn't, but those ones they have left there. I remember one time I was the last one to leave until one of the sisters asked me, why were you left? Don't you have money? I said no. And for sure I didn't have money. I went back to the lines to see if there are some innerwears that have fallen down because nobody can claim after they have gone. I collect there. It was tough.
That was tough.
That was tough. But I made it. Relationships in school used to be a problem to me because I thought everybody was against me. Low self-esteem.
Yeah.
This is a school with rich children. During visiting days, there's one friend of mine who was called Grace. She used to call me when her parents come so that at least I eat the food they have. Because my mother came to school twice. Vehicles come. You don't know anybody. You just sit in class, not unless somebody comes and calls me. And I couldn't cry because I knew where I come from. My mother wouldn't come even if I cry, I'm crying for her. So this one time she comes and I cry now that she has come. Hey mama, how did you make it? So it was tough being in school.
Yeah.
But again, I made it. But something happened when I was in Form 3 third term that remained strange for many years. It came a time, every time an exam was placed before me, an exam, be it mathematics, be it commerce, I would sleep.
In the exam table.
Immediately,
the exam room.
The exam is placed before me, I sleep. For some time, then I wake up. And the funniest thing all this time, there's no teacher who has ever woken me up.
Really?
So many times, sijamaliza exam. And that one made my grade somehow lower.
This is now between Form 1 and Form 3.
For that one, I'm okay. Form 1 and Form 3, I'm okay. But Form 3, that time.
Okay. As you approach Form 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Then I thought I was a hair material, but I didn't get an A. But I got a good grade. But something made me realize it was not okay. I went with that thing to college, but college I never failed. Because, you know, college is writing and writing. You write very fast, you finish. The exams are open.
Yeah.
It was a bit easier because I never had problems with my college. But when I was doing my diploma now, I had met my husband. And one time I visited him after exam.
Hold on. What happened now in the third Form 3, third term?
This sleeping now.
The sleeping.
This sleeping that I don't know and I can't explain.
Okay.
But later in life, I met my husband. He asked me, how was the exam in KMTC Nairobi? I said, it was fine. But as usual, I laughed. As usual, I always sleep the first 30 to 40 minutes before exam. And then he was like, you know, he's a young man, born again. Then he's like, so how long have you been sleeping? Since I was in 4th. And he said, he holds my head and says, I rebuke this demon of sleep. And I'm like, demon now. But I've been with it. Martha, from that time up to date, I've never slept again in an exam room.
Yeah.
I've never.
So it was like an attack.
I can't explain. I've never slept again. I've been now in my diploma, I came completed, no sleeping again. My degree, no sleeping again. My master's, no sleeping. And even up to date, even if you give me an exam, I won't sleep.
Yeah. You know, those are some of the things that may look like so normal to someone else, but to you, this is victorious.
Yes.
Like, this is something you couldn't overcome. It was just happening.
Yes.
And you try to get yourself out and it was not even happening.
So I came to realize from now spiritual and personal perspective, so maybe something was out to make me not to finish well.
Okay.
But we serve a mighty God. He really made sure that no matter what, I made it. So that was my...
So you now completed 4th form?
Yes.
How did you perform?
Well, my grade was C+. That was cutting across all the subjects.
Which was good, honestly speaking. That was a good grade. And then now you cleared Form 4. And what happens? Because as we speak right now, you're a nurse.
Yes, I'm a nurse.
Now tell us the victorious bit and how did you proceed? You're done with high school. How did you get into the nursing career?
Well, my nursing was not my career. Nursing was just for them.
Okay.
Nursing was for them.
Okay.
For me, I love mathematics. So I wanted to do BCom or accounts.
Okay.
Accounts was my first one. Then after missing accounts, BCom, and now others. And those others, nursing was not in the others.
Really?
Yes. So now I've completed my 4th form and life outside there. The priest who took me to school is now in Dar es Salaam.
Okay.
The ones who are there are new. To go and start explaining yourself.
So he has done his part.
He has done his part, and God has taken him out
to Dar es Salaam.
Out of my life.
Okay.
If I might say, out of my life.
Yes.
Because that is how he works.
Yes.
Divine connection.
Yes.
Divine encounter. That is what our God can do. And that is what he did to me. It was divinely positioned for me to be in that church. And it really helped me a lot. So now I'm done with 4th form. And I'm desperate again. But I have my shoulders high. Because now at least I can stand on something. My Form 4 grade, which is there. I now start seeing myself better from inside. But when you look at the poverty level, nothing can come out of this. Remember, there was a time when someone told Jesus, nothing can come out of Samaria. Let me tell you, anything can come out of anywhere if God is in control, regardless of where I was sleeping. Because that time I told you, now I'm already out of Form 4. I had to do something before anything. My mom, remember, I explained the state where we were sleeping. We are still there, by the way. Even as I finished Form 4, we are still there.
In your grandmother's house?
In my grandmother's house.
Oh, you never went back?
No. We never went back up to date.
Okay.
Even today.
Okay.
We never went back there. That was the end of that episode of life.
Okay.
Yes. So I go to church. Remember, I told you I'm hardworking. I look for all the young boys because there used to be a very strong youth group.
Okay.
And we talked to my grandmother. She gave us a place. Maybe we can put a mud structure to decongest this house. Because now at least I'm grown. I feel now I can advise. And she took my advice. She gave us a piece of land. I called them. We came and did the clearing of the place. The next day, we came and did the fetching of water and making of some bricks. We built a house. And now we left the grandmother's house. That was my first achievement after Form 4.
Helping your mother to settle
my
down.
mother to settle down. But this is, again, is not going well with my mother's brothers. They feel we've come to take over. We were like the Israelites. Everybody was fearing us. Everybody thought we've come to terrorize. So they are not happy. Because they even believe the 30,000. Even though we never told them, I'm sure some of them are hearing it for the first time now, if they happen to see this episode. They think the 30,000 was given to me. And to them, I am a threat. I need to be eliminated.
The money that, the land that had been sold.
Yes, yes. The one which I got 10,000 to go to secondary school.
Yeah.
So now I'm here. We've built the house. At least we are somewhere. At the same time, you know, there is one point in building the house and roofing. At this time, when roofing is about to come, I had gone to work as a house help. It didn't work. Now I'm here at home because I was working in Odero before I go back to Odero. Now I got a cleaning job somewhere.
Back home?
Yes, back home. I got a cleaning job in a clinic. I was being paid 1,500.
Per month?
Per month. So I used this 1,500 to buy sheets.
Okay.
Sheets, iron sheets, to roof this small
structure.
One thing that God did to us that night when I finished roofing, it rained like it has never rained in that land. And as we were sleeping in that house, and it is raining for the first time, we were feeling like it is the grace of God flowing in us. So that was it. And now I was happy. At least I could tell my friends, come, we have a home. To us, it was a home.
Yeah.
Because what we had before was something I can't explain. Because even before we built this one, the first one which we built for mud and grass on top, it was still the youth that helped me to do it. But it used to be very pathetic because I remember one time the safarians visited at night. You can imagine you're sleeping on the floor and what wakes you up are bites of safari.
Yeah.
And we made it. So after that, I receive a call when I'm working as a house help. And I made a call to my auntie because where I was employed in Otero, I was not paid. The madam of the house never wanted to pay me. So I happened to get one of 100 bob under the sheet of a mattress, and I make a call home to know, are they okay? Then when I call, the first thing my auntie tells me, remember those days there were no phones?
Yeah.
To make a 1 minute call costed more than 70 shillings. So I make a call to my auntie just to know how the world outside there is. And she tells me, we've been looking for you. Someone is looking for you. Please come home. Then when I go home, another divine way has opened. One priest who had visited me when I was in Form 2 with the other priest who supported me in secondary school is looking for me. Personally, I know him. But as a child, I don't expect him to know me. He didn't even know my name. The only thing he knew, there was a girl in Carmel Girls. And since I was the only one, we were two who were supported. Later, there is another one who was supported, got the same mark as me. But may her soul rest in peace. She died. And this man of God now wants to help, standing on the grace of the previous priest.
This is now college.
College now.
Wow.
He wants to support me. And I have a wide range of things that I want to do. So he's there and I'm like, I want to be an accountant. Please go and bring the letters. I go bring so many letters. He looks at them and says, Lucy, the first one is accounts. In an institution, there is one accountant. The other one is pharmacy. In an hospital, there are very few pharmacists. The other one was something. There were three. But I want you to do something which I will propose that you have not mentioned. I want you to become a nurse. Because in an hospital, there must be nurses day and night. Even when the doctors are not around, the nurses will be there.
That is why you said nursing was for them.
Yes.
I get it.
Not for me.
I get it.
And now I'm here. A nurse. Lucy, what happens to my mathematics? I'm good in mathematics. No. But I have to take the cake.
Yeah.
This is what is at hand. And now I'm given an opportunity to go to look for a letter in KMTC, Nairobi.
Yeah.
Remember, these places are no-go zones for anyone. I go there and everybody's like, you really are looking for a college here? Yes. Then they're like, go home, wait until it is advertised, then you come. Then after I go back to the priest, gives me options. Wamba School of Nursing in Samburu East, St. Joseph's Nyabondo in Kisumu, and Mkubu, Chogoria, all these mission schools. Then I apply all of them. Wamba comes first, but oh my goodness, this is a certificate. My qualification is even a degree entry in university.
Yeah.
No. I refuse to take the offer. I feel, oh my goodness, I wish I could start with a diploma. And I refused to reply or even to attend the interview as indicated. They sent a second time. 6 months later, it came. Now I'm like, if I miss this chance and the rest have kept quiet, then I might lose it. I took the letter to him and he sponsored me to go for the interview with my mom.
Yeah.
Because the place is far. Again, I'm still not of age enough to be allowed to just go alone. He wants to take responsibility over me. So I went for the interview, did the interview, passed the interview.
Awesome.
Yes. But the results came later for the passing. The good news of the passing came later. Before the good news of passing, I received the invitation for interview in Kisumu. We also sponsored us. We went.
Okay.
Then after a month, the one for Wamba comes. It was through an SMS of somebody. This person receives the SMS, but doesn't know where to find it.
Okay.
He came looking, he was a man, came looking to our village. He couldn't trace where I come from. He don't know who to ask for.
So he's the only one who had a phone that you had indicated in the papers?
Yes.
Okay.
Then one time after church, I just decided, let us go to that. It is a farm market. It's a farm market. Then I decided, let me pass by, say hi to so-and-so. Then he shouts, Lucy, I've been looking for you. Something here for you is about expiring. It only has 3 days to expire. What will you do? And I'm like, what? Read this message. Oh my goodness. The good news I'm reading, I can't comprehend. I'm unable to write the requirements. I told him, please write for me. I can't.
Yeah.
And the man wrote for me. All the requirements, everything. Now I go with this to Nairobi, to the priest. And he's so happy. He's so happy that I've made it. he sponsored me 100%. He gave me one of the men in church who were working with him, who used to be the link between the church and Nairobi.
Okay.
So he took me to Nairobi for shopping. I'm telling you, Martha, when God decides to visit his servants, his children, he comes full swing.
Amen.
It may take a time. I remember one of my friends asked, is there anything you trusted God for so long and it took time to answer? What did you do? What did I do? I waited upon the Lord.
Amen.
I can't say what I did. But one thing I know is that God knows what to do, even when we don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was treated like a king's daughter. When I arrived in that school, you couldn't imagine I sleep on the floor. That could be your story. Nobody would believe. Suitcase of those days, I had the best. I had a box. I had a good bag. All the books, the nursing books, called them from the smallest dictionary. Everything, I had it. Everything in the shopping list. I remember like the tissue, you would say they come here after 1 year, buy several rolls. Like they could feel the bag. And when I arrived in that school, I was received with joy. I was like, is this the norm of the school? Or is it because of my rejection I'm finding love for the first time?
Yeah.
We were received so well. The first thing we were taken to the dining hall to take lunch with my mom immediately after mentioning where we come from. We treated so well. Then after that, my mom left. I enjoyed being in a nursing school whereby I was feeling like a king. Every 6 months, I used to receive lump sum of pocket money which could take me through. I never suffered. Even if I borrowed, it was just give me a return.
Yeah.
It was good for me to be in that school. When I completed school, money was sent for me so that I could go back home. It was wonderful. God did it for me. God wiped the tears. I had never slept. I used to be so sickly all this time.
Yeah.
I used to be so sickly. But when I arrived, they do screening tests and treatment for the children that arrive. I was so sick, they were like, these results are not for a living person. You should be in the wards. I was treated for typhoid for 6 months. They said it was about to get into my spinal cord.
Oh, no.
But I was treated. I got healed. I started gaining weight. That time I was 39. Imagine in a college and you're 39, you look like HIV. I remember one time, one of my neighbors, I passed by and she shouted, it was a hilly place like where we are in Mantari Resort. And someone says, oh my goodness, that girl of Regina looks like she's HIV infected. What is usually wrong with her? And I'm hearing.
Sorry.
Then I go back to my mom. Mama, could I be sick? She says, no, leave those are called village gossipers. Don't mind them.
So now you gained back your weight after
Yes.
some time.
After some time.
So now, how is your life in college? How many years or how many months? Or?
That college I took more than 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yes, more than 2.5.
And this is a certificate.
This is certificate
in
now.
nursing.
In nursing.
How was that? Completing?
Yes, the completing was strange to me.
Yeah.
Because one thing, the sponsor, the reason I got the sponsorship, not that I was in the list. Someone who was sponsored to do nursing got pregnant. And for the donor, there are things that terminate the agreement.
Okay.
So after she terminated her agreement, now another one is here who needs help.
Okay.
I was blessed in that. So I used to avoid men like animals because if I get pregnant, somebody else will replace me.
So the priest was oh my God. Yes. I see a lot of God in that.
Yes.
Because someone gets pregnant and now there is an open vacancy.
Ground.
And here you are in need of an education.
Being looked for like at the end hour.
Oh,
where is this girl?
Okay.
Someone must look for her. Yes.
So now wow, that
Yes.
is, we thank God for
We
that.
thank God for that.
Yeah, so you now have to be very careful so that you don't get
Yes.
pregnant,
Yes.
like the person that had the scholarship before you.
Mm.
And do you now come and finish your studies? Do you complete your studies?
Yes.
How is it?
That was another, I would say, that was another beginning of another level of life.
Okay.
It wasn't sweet, but at least I had something.
Yeah.
I had something. Everything I finished victorious, then I start again from the bottom. I am in my final year, and I have a sister who has finished class 8. She has to go to school. I'm in the final year, so I received the pocket money. What did I do with this pocket money?
Hey, that's cool.
I sent it back. Then one time, remember going into Form 1, there is fees, there is everything. She's going to a day school.
Yeah.
Then God does something that I've never known. Remember, it was during that time when I was about to finish school, I met this man now who is currently my husband. And he looked into me and said, there's something worrying you. He's a young man, I told you, he's born again, full of God, full of spiritual highs that I don't have. Then I tell him, my sister has just completed, and he said, God will do it for you. And I'm like, where is this God? Where can I go to this God so that I see him do fast? Because time is running out.
Yeah.
And he says, believe you not, your sister will go to school. Then I hold on that. My sister will go to school, but I don't know this God. I'm looking for this God. So I start searching and seeking to know where this God is. In the Bible, I've read the Bible, I've not seen God. I have prayed, I have done many things. I've even read scriptures for people, but I've not seen God. I need to see this God. So I am in the college, seated. We used to have a place to watch the television. And sometimes people could just go there, sit and study or relax. So I'm there one Sunday afternoon relaxing. And that Catholic sister who was new, there comes. Hi, how are you? I'm fine. You are who? I'm Lucy. Can we be friends? Yes. What is bothering you? Remember the man asked me what is bothering.
Yeah.
Now I tell her the same way I told the man. My sister, blah, blah, blah. Immediately, she goes and comes with 10,000. Send this to your mom. Tell her to take your sister to school.
Yeah.
And I say, oh my God, so this is how God comes. And from that time, my spiritual eyes open. And now I can see God in another perspective.
You've seen him providing.
Even all this time, God has done it for me. I've not seen him this way. This is another divine way of opening my eyes. My sister goes to school. Now I've completed. Now she's in Form 1, going to Form 2. So from my first salary, the first salary that I got, I was employed as a cashier laborer, meaning you are not qualified. You are working on somebody who is qualified, waiting for results and license. So we're being paid 300 shillings per day.
Okay.
But you can get your money after 1 week.
This is in a hospital?
The same school that I was training.
The same
I'm now
school.
retained. Remember, everybody has gone home.
Okay.
But for me, where do I go, Martha? Do I go to sleep on the floor with my mom? Now I'm a nurse. No, I have to take what is at hand.
And they're waiting for you now.
They're waiting for me now. So I came home 2 weeks, then went back and started working. My first salary of 9,000. I paid the house that I was paying 1,000. Bought food for 1,000. Sent the other for my sister to go to school. That is where I started taking care of my sisters up to date. I've never stopped. The firstborn can really carry. I've carried all of them, but the joy of it, I've seen them cross over to the other side. God did not create a selfish heart in me. God also did not create people around me, starting with my husband, who would fight, but they've supported me.
Wow, thank you so much,
Yes.
Lucy. What a journey of being
Yeah.
a firstborn.
Yeah.
Actually, you've made me respect and salute our firstborn as
Yes.
well, because
Yes.
I know that the burdens that you people carry, you want your family well.
Yes.
You know, you're like the other parent. You're the mini parent apart from the
Yes.
parents. So I really celebrate you for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you have mentioned having a husband
Yes.
today. And you mentioned that he encouraged you in that journey, even in your late college years. So where did you meet your husband, and when did you meet him, and
Yes.
how was it? Yeah, so that now we can start coming to now your career establishment. So tell me more about how you met and all that.
Yes. So remember I told you that I was given a list of colleges to choose?
Yeah.
And the one I chose was Wanza School of Nursing.
In Samburu.
Yes, and for me, I thought it was demeaning for me with high grade to go and start a certificate. But remember what the Bible says. Everything happens for good to all those that love their God.
Amen.
It was for God's love. Because it was in this college during my final year that I met this man.
Oh, really?
Yes.
In Samburu?
No. When we were in Samburu, we used to go for what we call maternity experience and psychiatry or the mental health in Meru General.
Okay.
Remember, he himself was in Chogoria School of Nursing.
Okay.
And they were also going there.
Okay.
And so we met in psychiatry unit.
In Meru?
In Meru.
Awesome.
That is where we met.
Yeah.
But I didn't see her husband in him because for me, I come from a family whereby we don't get married. People don't get married. And when they marry, the marriages don't work. So I didn't see a husband. I just saw, just like any, there were many men. So I just saw him as just one of the men.
Is it like you didn't believe in marriage from the experiences?
Yes, I didn't. I didn't believe in marriage because I saw man as somebody who would kill me, beat me, injure me. So I never loved me. I've seen the first man in my life, the stepfather, never valued women. And even when I'm growing up in Martha, it has not been easy for me for relationship with men.
Yeah.
And even men from my village now. I used to be approached by very educated men, but I saw them that they've come to steal what I have, not for goodwill.
Because that's all you saw.
Yes, I rejected the offers of many people until one time, one of my cousins said, "You're crazy. These men, we wish they would come to us." In fact, she got impregnated by one of those who used to come to me because I said no. I never used to see man as a person who can stand with anyone. So when I meet this man, I just saw him as there are so many men.
Yeah.
He's one of them. But now he's getting close to me. And I remember one time he came to visit where we used to stay. And you know, after a night duty, you come sleep. So I'm sleeping in the afternoon and I hear you have a guest and I'm like, who? Me or Anne? Because I had a bedmate called Anne. They said, you. Then I walk out and I find he's the one and I'm like, I'm eager to know why he came. He said nothing. He said, I just came to say hi. That thing bothered me. How can somebody just come to say hi to me? I don't want men. So later I got my number. We continued talking. It has been long journey. Yeah, so we leave the place. I go back to Wamba. He goes back to school because he was doing his diploma in Chogoria.
Okay.
But now in Wamba there used to be no network. So for you to reach me, you have to leave a message when I come. I either SMS back or something. I finished school. Then he also finished school. And life continued from there.
Wow.
It has been a journey together, if I can say it.
Awesome.
Yes.
We thank God for him.
Yes.
And I thank God that you guys have been together and have walked this journey together to where you are today. So now you're done with your certificate.
Yes.
Do you proceed with the diplomas? You know, you said that you have a master's.
Yes.
So what happens after now you're done with the certificate level?
After certificate level, I used to feel insufficient.
Okay.
Then there were rumors that in the near future, the Nursing Council of Kenya was going to eradicate the certificate.
Okay.
So where would I get a job? I
Mm.
wanted to be at the beginning level. Remember what that man said, the priest. He said, I want you to do nursing because with nursing, you can never lack a job.
Correct.
With nursing, you can even go outside the country. Then I also understand that for me to one day wish or want to practice as a nurse outside this country, I cannot go anywhere without a diploma. So I really needed this diploma.
Yeah.
You have to take at least 2 years from your last certification.
Okay.
I waited for 2 years. Then I joined KMTC Nairobi. Then I did my diploma, which took around 2 years. Then I waited again. After 2 years, I did my degree. Then for the masters, I also joined after the degree. So now I have like 4 certificates of the 4 registrations with the Nursing Council.
Wow.
Yes,
Congratulations.
thank you for the certificate, for the diploma. Yes, and very soon, I don't know how soon, I will be approved.
Wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Lucy, you are such a testimony
Thank
that
you.
in spite of how we grew up,
Yes.
those shackles don't have to hold us,
Yes.
and they don't have to make us feel like we are insufficient.
Yes.
Because you've kept struggling and fighting hurdles and jump this one, go to the next. We really celebrate you for
Thank
that.
you so much. And one thing that God has done for me,
Yeah.
I graduated in the year 2022 December.
Mm-hmm.
God did it for us as a family. We don't have a loan for any education that I did.
Wow.
God has really been our provider, because if you look at our salaries, cannot make it.
Yeah.
But what God has done to us, no man can do.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, tell me about, I want now to, your dating life. Because
Yes.
I am one person who encourages people to just keep facing their, their traumas, their childhood traumas, and also help us know how did you overcome that. So you're now dating.
Yes.
How do you overcome this feeling of nobody loves me? Nobody. Was there personal work that you were doing on yourself apart from the affirmation of this man and him reminding you? How did you overcome that feeling of? I would say it's just feeling like you're not good enough
Yes.
for anyone out there. What did you do to overcome that? Because many people struggle with that when you have not grown up in a family where you felt loved. So how did you overcome that?
Wow. I think that is one question that I've never been asked by anyone.
Yeah.
And it has come by surprise. One, I would like you to know that my self-esteem was low.
Exactly.
I really thought a man was an animal.
Yeah.
After I completed my Form 4, just like any other girl, there is a boy in our village that we had small relationship which never lasted for long.
Yeah.
And one thing I thought, it was, this is, see vijana wa mitaani, young village girl.
Yeah.
It cannot go anywhere. To me, that was it. Then with this low self-esteem, from a family with a history of breakdown, the mother tells the boy, you cannot have Lucy as your girlfriend. I don't know how the mother knew that we had something.
Yeah.
The boy was out. We were from the same church.
Yeah.
And the mother said something that broke my heart. He told the boy, if you marry a girl whose parents broke, your marriage will also broke. Then the boy told me on the face, this is what mom is saying, but I know we can overcome it. And I told the boy, no, we cannot overcome it. There are so many girls in this village with good history. Please God. He somehow resisted, but it never worked. Then the mother said, you see, I told you. I told you. Then it also came back to me.
Yeah.
So all this time, I never had any other
dating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even if it was just friendly from a distance. Maybe the man was in for it, but I wasn't. Because I could see, no, I am from this family whereby we cannot be married. That one took me with a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Now here comes this man, and I thought it was passing relationship. But the more it passed, the more it is not ending. And I'm like, no, I never want to get married. I remember one time I told my mom, I want a man. I have seen this man and I know you saw him because one time he visited our place. But I don't want to marry him. I want to trick him to give me a child. Then I ran away with the child. Then my mom, I told you, she's one of the most inspirational women we have around. She said, why? I suggest if it's that good that you want to have a seed, marry him. I told my mom, no, but marriages don't work here. My mom told, make it a trial. Now, who are you tricking? This born again man? How will I do it?
Yeah.
I don't know, because we are not even intimate. We don't talk about intimacy. We talk about God, life, how to make money, other things, but not at time. Then this man comes and tells me, from today, I don't want anything to do with it. Then I told myself, you see, we are not that type. Then I cry. I remember one of my friends called him and told him, why are you hurting this guy? By that time, I was now beginning to understand the workings of God. Because in that village, there used to be a woman of God. I will call her a woman of God who was a businesswoman. She had now started, by the way, salvation is an initiation period. She was initiating me to salvation. Not telling me to be born again, but teaching me things that only could be gotten through salvation. So this time after the man says, I go to church, she showed me a church whereby she goes to pray. And she told me, you can come alone. You don't need to come with anyone. Personal relationship with God is usually very important at your own. So I couldn't go to that church. And I'm in this church and I start praying, Martha. And I remember the prayer I made. God, this man is a good person, but now he has rejected me. Please, God, even if we don't get married in our family, any time that I will ever get married, give me a man who is like this man.
Oh.
And I'm in church. The miracle happened. I am in church with that woman. She's kneeling down in that corner, and I am in the other corner because I don't want her to hear me pray, but she's praying so loud, so she cannot even hear. I had a hand touch me at the back. A hand of a man touch me at the back. Immediately I said that prayer. Then I opened my eyes and I saw that woman there praying. And that day I said God visited me. And that was confirming something to me that I didn't know. 2 weeks later, the man called me. And he's so good, not talking about the words he said. And now the relationship continues. It was a distance relationship. Then I left the place. We continued being friends. He could visit me. I could visit him. We continued sharing. But no, I will not say courtship. There was no conversation about marriage. Until one time he said it. And I said, no, I don't want to be married.
This is now your current husband?
Yes.
Okay.
He said no. I said no. I don't want to be married. Then he kept quiet. But he never stopped.
And he was patient?
Patient enough. I said, I'm doing my diploma. Wait, now my diploma is over. I have nothing else to say. Then
no
we go
excuse.
home. Yes, we go home. And there we were going to a wedding of his friend. Then he said, we can pass through my place. And in that place, I'm introduced to the family as the wife to be. Then now he's like, Lucy, or what do you have to say? What was I to say? I said yes.
I would
That
ask myself the same
we have
question.
agreed.
Yeah.
So from there, things took another turn. A few months later, we married in PCA Chogoria. We have been in that marriage. For now, this is our 12th year.
Awesome.
Yes. I must say I have seen God.
Awesome.
And I have never regretted. It was unprayed, unsad prayer because I never prayed one day to be married.
Yeah.
It wasn't in my picture, but we are blessed now with children. And we thank God for that.
That is awesome.
There has been a lot of change because he's a man who has taken me through a lot of dealing with self-esteem. Is somebody who loves psychology. You know, in nursing there is a unit called psychology. And using psychology, he has really helped me to deal with my self-esteem. In fact, I must say many people who know Lucy as a strong person, as a preacher, as a motivational speaker, as a counselor, because I'm also a counselor by profession. He is the man behind everything. He can push me to a higher levels. Then after I finish, he say, oh my goodness, thank God you did it. Myself, I couldn't. He pushes me from behind.
Wow.
Many times you will find him, even when I'm doing my studies, he is also a degree holder in nursing.
So now this man has literally encouraged you to keep growing.
Yes.
From where he met you to where you are today.
Yes.
We celebrate you, Lucy's husband, wherever you are.
Anthony Kariuki.
Mr. Anthony Kariuki, may God bless you so, so much. So Lucy, we celebrate you for who you are.
Thank you.
This episode, I think, has been more about the struggles of a firstborn and how far God has brought you as a firstborn. And to remind every firstborn out there that God can literally lift you from nowhere and you become someone in society. And apart from that, he has blessed you with a great family. And we thank God for that.
Amen.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us.
Amen.
Maybe in the next episodes we will invite you once again, if you allow us, so that you can tell us more aspects about your career, the challenges in your career, and everything related to that. As well as I understand that you have an intercultural marriage. So we can also talk about that. If there were any challenges that you faced at the beginning and the far that you guys have come. But one thing I thank God is that you people have been together, you have stuck together, and by the grace of God, you have grown together. So we really thank God for that. So as we now take that break, I would want you to encourage every firstborn that is out there, because people are going through a lot, and you being a firstborn, you have seen it all, literally. And especially a firstborn in a family where you were raised by a step parent. Maybe just look at the camera and just encourage a firstborn out there who feels like it's too much, you know. They're about to give up. Maybe just say a word to them.
Thank you so much, Martha, for inviting me to the show. I've never shared my story online or in any platform, but at least now I have a chance to speak. All I can say is that being a firstborn, number one, is a gift. Remember, even in the Bible, we have seen the firstborns have a place where they belong. Remember, Jesus is the firstborn for salvation, and we all follow after him. So being a firstborn has been a great thing. It has its own challenges, but don't allow the challenges to push you down. You can go far. You have a star. You have heard my story. It is more than I could say. But one thing I told myself, in the midst of poverty, in the midst of rejection, I have my own life. I always knew that I had a great star. I didn't know how. But even today, as we speak, 10 years from today, I know when I will be coming back to this show, I will be on another level. Because I know one thing, confess, because continued confession brings a lot of support, because there is power in the tongue. I've always confessed greatness in myself to your siblings, because being a firstborn, there must be others. They will reject you. They will not support your ideas, but always hold on. I remember when my father died, all my sisters felt that he rejected us, we should reject him and even not go to his burial. But I told them, no, you have to go and escort your father. It was in pain and tears we did it. You have to be bold. Even your parents may not support you, but have a heart of goodness. And the God who made you the firstborn in that family will elevate you to another level. Thank you so much for watching my story. I am Lucy Wanza Kariuki, a nurse by profession, a counseling psychologist, and one of the nurse researchers we have. Be blessed.
Thank you so much, Lucy.
Yes.
Maybe you can share your social media handles and your contacts, just in case someone would want to reach out, just for that encouragement,
Yeah.
because your story is full of, you feel like you're going down and then something happens,
Yes,
you keep
I go
moving,
up.
you go
Yes.
up,
Yes.
So there are those, those challenges so well. So maybe just share your contacts in your social media handles. And then someone out there may just need just that word of encouragement. Yes.
For now, I will only share my Facebook page. Once you inbox me, I will be able to reply. Just look for me as Lucy Wanza Kariuki.
Thank you so much. Facebook, Lucy Wanza Kariuki. Please reach out to her. And for all the firstborns out there, we celebrate you, including you, Lucy.
And for all the girl childs who are firstborns, remember, any home without a girl is like a river without a source. You are the source.
Awesome.
Amen.
Thank you so much, friends. Thank you for watching this episode. We really, really appreciate. And you can reach out to my guest and get to know her more, as she has shared, and be encouraged by her story. For all the firstborns out there, God loves you and God cares for you. This is a real example that God is not yet done with you.
Yes.
So keep going. Do not give up and do not give in. Regardless of what you're going, you can make it in life. May God bless you. This is Martha Rena. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.